Hey guys, welcome to Johnny Ray's Backwoods Guns, Huntington, West Virginia. Coming to you from good old Mountain State, West Virginia. Today, I'm going to dive into the subject of, I got a couple brand new sets of dies here. One of them I haven't even opened yet, one of them I opened. But the process is the same. What do I do with these dies before I can use them? Guys, stay tuned. Got a couple little tips, little twists that'll help you make your reloading better, more efficient, more consistent. You guys stay tuned. Okay guys, let's get into this, what I do with my dies. Well, first of all, guys, they put, there's a lot of debris, there's a lot of shavings, there's a lot of rust inhibitors, a lot of little things with these dies when you get a brand new set. When you get an older set, after you used them for a while, you've got to maintain these. We've got to do a little bit of maintenance. All right, it's going to make your reloading better. A lot of guys say my cases won't feed my semi-automatic rifles and my semi-automatic pistols. They won't feed real good. Well, if you've got nicks, dings, scratches on your brass, and when you size them, it don't come out, you're going to have little hiccups and hang-ups. Now, if you're just shooting static, 1, 2, 3, but if you want to run a gun, pop, 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 you know, run double taps, triple taps, 21s to the chest, one to the head, simulation, combat drills. You want your semi-automatic to run as fast as possible, and that's what we're trying to get here. So let's get into this. This is a small base die for a 300 blackout. Okay, first thing I do when I get them, I get me some big green cleaner. Any kind of degreaser, dissolvent cleaner will help. Let me move this camera around a little bit so maybe you can see a little bit better. And if you want to wear gloves, you can. If you don't, I get these little nitrate gloves from Lowe's. They're about $5 a pack. They'll save your hands getting banged up, beat up. So politically correct speaking, let's use these gloves. Anyway, I dip these this little die. That's the sizing die. I take the decapping pin out. You got to set the length on this decapping pin, so you might as well take it out anyway. My seating die, loosen it up. Now this won't come all the way out, but you can loosen it up. I let them soak in there for about 5 minutes, and then I take brushes and clean them out. All right, bear with me here. I'll fade the camera, and 5 minutes later I'll come back. Okay, guys, let's get started. Pull out your, of course, that's your sizing die. That's your decapping pin. I take just regular gun brushes that I clean guns with, run them down in there, run them out. When they pack these, sometimes they made these a year before they get sold. They'll make them in the factory, and then they'll send them to the distributor, and then the distributor sends them to me, and then I put them on my shelf. So they pack these in grease and rust inhibitor and whatnot, and so you need to clean that die out so you get a good size, especially these small base dies. You know, this reloading is a hobby that hinges on 100 thousandths of inches. So that's definitely, you don't want something in there intruding, obstructing something, or scratching up your brass. It's going to keep it from cycling and running good in your gun. After I scrub that out, I clean my threads real good. I make sure all the parts are moving. The lock nut, spin it down, spin it up. Your decapping pin, I make sure the screw on top is moving around. Clean out the threads real good. Especially if you use these dies for about a month or two, you'll get little brass chippings in there, shavings. You'll get wax, lube build up. It'll dry, and it'll cause cause you to get inconsistent sizing. You don't want that. Of course, always screw your expander ball down, and that tightens up your decapping pin. Now on these RCBS dies, the seating die, especially the small base dies, they have a little vent hole. I don't know if you can see that vent hole right there. I just stuck that paper clip in it. Make sure that's cleaned out, okay guys? That lets air, oxygen, wax, lube. That way you don't get those hydraulic dents and pressure dents, hydraulic cups on your neck and shoulder. They won't hurt your gun from cycling, but they will. They look like hell. I've seen them. I've done it. It almost makes you want to take somebody out behind the bar and give them a good old country ass whooping when they do that shit, because they don't clean out the wax. Now then I reinsert my decapping rod. Now the instructions on these, if you notice, this decapping rod, there's that vent hole. The instructions say this decapping pin should stick 3/16 out of the die, 3/16 of an inch. That's it. What that's going to do, that's going to line your decapping pin right inside your die. So when you size your die and you size your neck, this sizes the inside mouth of your brass. It sizes all at the right time, got the right timing, got the right dimensions. That way you get consistent head tension. So run this down, you can probably see, and then run this out 3/16 of an inch. Take a mic, and of course you got your lock bolt here. Lock it down, and that'll lock you out at 3/16. Now I just take a mic and I measure, make sure that's 3/16 of an inch, and this die is ready to go. Now I'll take it in the back and run hot water on it, and then I'll take an air compressor and blow all the water and excess cleaner and whatnot off of it, and then I take a light can of oil and just go over it. Alright, let's take this in the back and wash it down. Hold on. Alright guys, just take just simple tap water, run it through, get all that big green degreaser off of it, and all the dirt and shavings off of it. Pretty simple. Okay guys, just take air compressor. I blow it all out. I take an air compressor and blow out my die, the inside, the outside, all the threads. Make sure I get all the degreaser, the cleaner, everything off of it. So then I take some oil to it. Okay guys, I just wash it off with hot water. Took air compressor, blew it out. Then I just take some simple Remington gun oil. Try to use a quality oil. Don't matter what kind, just oil. And I just barely touch it with oil. You don't want a lot. And then I set it to the desired length. And this sizing die is ready to be set up in your press to work, to load. Now, of course, I'll do the same thing to all my dies. It's kind of redundant. All different, the seating die, the crimping die, if I got a crimping die. If I've got the micrometer seating dies, I take them apart. You understand the process. It's pretty much the same. Just clean them, get all the, if they're new, get all the packing grease, rust inhibitor off of them. If they're used, get all the old lube off of them, get them all the brass shavings off of them, give them a good bath. I try to do this about every 2-3 weeks. You don't have to do it every day. It's just how much you load. But if you're not using your dies, store your dies in these die boxes, okay? These are going to tell you if they're small base dies, if they're neck sizing dies, if they're full length sizing dies. You don't want to get this stuff confused, and it's easy to do. One thing I like to talk to you about sizing dies is about just a rule of thumb. I've got these sizing dies will tell you what shell holder to use. Okay, and RCBS sizing dies don't come with a shell holder. You got to buy that extra. Lee and Lyman, sometimes they do. And a lot of guys will say, well, I'm just loading 9s or I'm loading 223s. I can just use my Lee shell holder. Well, if you measure the inside base to the bottom base, all these sizing dies are different sizes. Like this one is from, this is a Lyman, and it says the length is 0.95, 0.96. Hope you can see that. This one's from RCBS, and this one's 129. This one's from Lee, and this one's 121. Okay, so these one's 10 hundred thousandths from it, one's 20 thousandths from it. 3 different shell holders, all designed for the same cartridge. So what happens is it's going to set your cartridge different heights down and up. And if you don't match it with these dies, and I've heard of guys taking Dremels and dremeling the base out, don't do that, guys. You can't take 100 thousandths, 200 thousandths off of this evenly, concentrically, consistently, and you're just going to have a mixed up bucket of shit. If you want the truth, you're not going to, nothing's going to be consistent, okay? So just use the shell holder that's recommended by the die. Now, competition guys, I've seen Redding makes a die set, a 5 die set. It's kind of expensive. It's about 50 bucks. I don't know, I sell them for 55 bucks or something like that, but Midway, Brownell sells them. You can order them for like 50 bucks. You catch them on sale, and they're 5 dies. They step them down minus 2,000, minus 4,000, minus 6,000, minus 8 thousandths of an inch. And I think there's an even one in minus 2, 4, 6, 8. If you're not getting, when you're full length size, if you're not getting the bottom of the brass exactly where you want it, and it won't feed in your semi-automatic sometimes, or it won't charge up in your semi-automatic weapon, they use a skinnier, more the shelf inside the shell holder is dropped. You need that, that's fine, but if you use the right shell holder with the right die, in my experience, you probably won't ever need it. Okay guys, that's it for the day. Don't mean to ramble on. Hopefully this video helped you a little bit on when you get a new set of dies, how to set them up, what to do. Thank you guys. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like my channel, share my channel, all that crazy shit that we always ask you to do. I know it's kind of boring, but this is how we make more videos. This is how we spread knowledge. And one other thing, if you're got any kind of little tiny job you're trying to perform in reloading, try to confirm it with three or four sources. Get your reloading books out, read them. First thing I always tell people is read the instructions. Of course, nobody wants to read the instructions. These are very knowledgeable. These will tell you, these will probably answer all your questions without having to do anything else. But be it to me to tell you what to do. I'm just making suggestions. Go on YouTube. Look on my channel. Look on 45 Long Colt. Look on Elvis Ammo. One of the best YouTube channels I've seen lately is Johnny's Reloading Bench. Very knowledgeable people on YouTube giving out very good information. And then there's some idiots out there giving out bullshit, okay? So just reconfirm it 3 or 4 times, and I'm sure you do that, you'll get the answers you're looking for. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Okay, guys, we're back. Let's get started. Son of a bitch. Hey, goddamn, probably a damn Pakistani wanting to sell me some shit. Every time, this is predictable. Backwoods.